Hola, hello, I am Pepe the King Prono, guys.
Oh, that's so f***ing cool. And that's how we completely destroy a power board on a Leader 120. Nice.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Quadcopter Review. I'm your host Pepe Prawns, and today we're going to look at the new SQ16 Mini Action Cam in HD. This brought to us by the great people at the Humming Store on Amazon. Make sure you look at the links below and check that out. Let's look at what we got in the box. We got the camera. We've also got on the back side, we've got our USB wire, and we have our instruction sheet in both English and Chinese. And it is a full instruction sheet with everything you need to know. We have our little proprietary charging wire here, so you always want to keep this guy around because it's a little bit different. It's not your standard micro USB charging cable. So let's take a look at the camera itself and what it has to offer here. Alright guys, let's talk about the features of the camera. The video format's AVI. It's MJPEG encoding. The resolution's 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second. Supported operating systems are Windows, Mac, and Linux. Has a high-capacity polymer lithium battery at 230 mAh. It's about 60 minutes of runtime on a 2-hour charge. 5 volt. Has a mini 8-pin USB for your mini SD cards at 32 gigs max. Now it also has a night vision mode, which does work as a spy cam. It doesn't work really great on the quads because the lights don't pitch out far enough. And it also has a motion detection mode as well. So the camera was designed to be like a dice, and this is, I think, to be the whole hidden cam idea for its other usage, different than our FPV usage. But the lens itself is in the 5 of the dice. The button to operate it is in the 1. And the card and the charging port is in the 6. So that's how you'll operate the thing, pointing the 5 to the front, using the 1 as the button. And we'll pop this 6 open here. There we go. And there we have our slot for our SD card and our charging port right there. So that's where we'll put in our card, and we will set that up and change the time so we don't have to look at a date stamp, which is most of us in FPV don't want that date stamp. If you need help with that, getting that date stamp off, just let me know and I will easily make a video to show you how to get that out of there. So I thought I'd leave this bit of footage in to show you what happens for an error code when you do not have it charged or you don't have a card in. So if you push it and you don't get a solid light and it just blinks like this, that means you either don't have enough juice in the battery or you do not have a card in it. So it will just blink violently like this, and that'll tell you those indicators of what the problem is. So let's get an SD card in this guy and show you the proper usage of the camera. Now that we have our SD card and we're charged, let's look how easy it is to use this. You just press it and hold it for 3 seconds and you'll get a blue light. Once you have the blue light, you just click it one more time, it'll blink. And now it's filming. To shut it off, you just click it one more time and it will go with the light on in standby mode. So the great thing about a little camera like this is we can get a camera like this on a lot of the crafts that we normally wouldn't be able to get a camera on because it's so small. It's smaller than your Fireflies, it's smaller than all the rest of your Mobius minis, things like that. So things like the GTR 90, I have space without crunching my wires down. Fits on Leader 120s, which has, a bit of a canopy that's more curved, so it can't really get like a Mobius mini on it due to that curve. We've got the HDRC Hornet, and it'll fit on something like this, although it has a really smashed down, crunched area, and there's not a lot of room there. We can't actually get it on the top plate of that. So if you think to yourself like, oh, there's this better camera and out there, this camera still has its purpose. You're not able to get some of those other cameras on here. And if we're looking to get some HD footage, this is doing a high level of HD footage. Yeah, it's at 30 frames per second, but there's nothing else out there to offer, and this is really great. And at $20, you simply can't beat the deal. So if you look at the Humming Store on Amazon with the links below or in my description, $20 with Prime, free shipping, you can get into filming some HD, get it on YouTube, show your friends and family, whatever it may be. But it definitely is an entry level, and you're not paying that, $300 to get you a GoPro session or something that wouldn't even fit on these crafts. So let's get it ready and get up there.
So what I had to do, guys, was design and build a new mount for the 16 because the mount here for the 11 and 12s doesn't fit. This camera is just slightly bigger and it will not go in here. So I'm going to create my own. If you need those, you can check out the Pandemic FPV site in the links and comments below, and you can order one if you end up getting this camera. But that's what we did, and then we mounted it on top of our GTR90. So if we take a look, you're going to see what I mean about each one of these cameras having its place on vehicles that, you know, maybe you can get the SQ16 on something that you couldn't before. So we have the SQ16, we have the Firefly, we have the Mobius Mini, and we have a GoPro Session over here. So if we just take a look at these, you know, on the side, this one mounted, and if we place this one here next to it mounted, you'll see that you've got quite a bit more, you know, that you're not going to get, and I'm not going to really, you know, easily get that on this guy. The Mobius Mini, you're going to see, is hellaciously large compared to, so you're likely not going to get that on something like this where this is a better fit and it's going to be lighter. And then of course, you know, let's not even talk about that. That's not going to work. That's for your 5s and 4s. So, you know, like I said, everything has its place, and this certainly has a place in things. You know, you're not going to get the quality you're going to get out of this guy, but I mean, that's a given for now. We don't have that, but we do have HD, 30 frames a second here, same as we can do here. At 30 frames a second, you can get a little bit better quality, 60 frames per second in a Firefly, but you're going to get a much smaller, you know, frame that you're going to be in at 720. So what I'll do now is I'll display for you the dry weight of each one of these cameras under this shot here, and show you the differences in the weights also, so you can have an idea what kind of weight difference we're looking at, because when, you know, you're down here on the small guys, that weight's really going to matter to you. So of course that's going to alternate, you know, between, you know, what mount you choose to put any of these guys in. You might be able to save some weight here or there, so I'm going to do it without for you, and then we will get this baby in the air and see what it looks like.
So here we go. Let's take a look at a flight in it. Now, one thing I noticed right off the bat is it does seem to be a little bit red to the yellow side of things from time to time. It looks like the color sensing part is going to need a little help, and hopefully they'll drop that out in a firmware update. But the image quality is clear. You know, it's clean, it's nice. This is dead on raw, didn't change it at all. You know, any of the films we do here require editing, so it's not uncommon to have to do a little editing, a little sharpening, things like that. But you're getting the raw version right now, and as you can see, a lot of times it's perfectly fine in the color range, and sometimes it just sees some other stuff and gets a little hot. But quality wise, we're good. It's not very jello-y at all to me. The frames per second seem to be working out. It's not that choppy at all, and again, you know, for needing a little action cam to get on a little quad that you normally would be just showing some DVR footage, this is yeah, this will do the trick, that's for sure. So I'm going to give you a little sample of what sounds like on it. It's not quite as bad as like the Firefly or Cyro Flow, but you know, it's still typical sound, and these little quads is a little annoying to me, but here you go, check it out. And that's enough of that for me. So, as always, thanks for checking out the video, and please feel free to subscribe to the channel, like, and pass it on to all your friends. Down the road here, I'll do a side-by-side of this camera with some of the other cameras we have. I just need to build a custom mount in order to do that. So, once again, guys, happy flying.